Latino, and Black students. We regard this decision as a huge victory for BAM and for the new civil rights movement. If it was not for the campaign that BAM began at the time that Prop 2 even came on, was put on the ballot, I don't think that we would have succeeded in being able to get this victory. And I think it shows that the leftward direction that much of the country wants to go in right now, and it's reflected in this decision as it was in so much else. I think the people of Michigan made clear with the last set of ballot decisions that they were not going to be in the position of being placed of being lied to and into passing ballot propositions that could alter the Constitution of the state, and that's why there was almost a universal and unanimous no vote on all of the different ballot propositions. And while we think some of those propositions deserved a yes vote, we think that this era of lying to the public, of using ballot propositions in a completely cynical way to make it possible to bring out people to the polls at the expense of, in this case, the Latino and Black youth of the state of Michigan and all over this country, that we hope that this decision will bring that era to a close and will convince the opponents of affirmative action nationally that you can't use ballot fraud. And if you can't use ballot fraud, you can't win one of these propositions anywhere. So we're very, very, very excited, very glad about the decision.
Okay. And my name is George Washington. I'm one of the attorneys who represented BAM in this case, and I joined Shanta in saying this is a tremendous victory for BAM. It is a tremendous victory for tens and hundreds of thousands of Black, Latino, and white students all over this country who have fought for the chance to go to universities through affirmative action. I think we must ask the University of Michigan and other Michigan universities to open those doors now. They are admitting students for next year. Those students deserve to be admitted. I think this decision is of historic significance, not simply for Michigan, but for this country. In California, the effect of the exact identical proposition has been to exclude and drive down the numbers of Black and Latino students by a third or more, as at the University of Michigan. The Attorney General has said he will take this case to the Supreme Court. We hope he does, because it should be decided, and we will win at the Supreme Court if we organize and build the kind of movement that brought us to this day. We cannot go backwards in this country. This country is becoming a majority-minority country, and we cannot, at the very moment that occurs, cut back Black and Latino enrollment at our major universities by 1/3. This is just a great, great victory, and it was won by the students and the citizens of Detroit and of California and other states who have fought for it for so long, and we intend to fight it on to win. Just one other thing. When this passed in 2006, there were a whole lot of people who said that it was over, who said that affirmative action was done. BAM proved them wrong. Affirmative action is alive. We will win in this case, we will win in other cases, and we will open these universities to the newly emerging majority of this country. And, oops, sorry.
Hello, my name is Monica Smith, and I'm an attorney and organizer with BAM, which stands for the Coalition to Defend Affirmative Action, Integration, Immigrant Rights, and Fight for Equality by Any Means Necessary. And I'm very excited about this victory, and I wanted to say that I joined BAM for this reason, to defend affirmative action for the country. And I invite others to join BAM and to help us defend this victory and win affirmative action for the whole country. And I know that as a young lawyer, I was in the very last class of law students to enter law school at Wayne State. And then after me, that was the end of affirmative action, and the black students coming in was cut in half. And so this means a lot to me. This means that my brother, my cousins, other people can go, other people from Detroit, the Latino and black students can go to Wayne State Law School and medical school. And so this is just such an important victory to defend. We expect to be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We are going to be mobilizing hundreds of thousands of people to the court. We are going, BAM is going to be doing a lot of fundraising. We're going to have to get a lot of buses, a lot of plane tickets, and it's going to be a lot of fun, but we are going to fight. This is our generation's Brown versus Board of Education, and you know, this is the fight for equality. This is the fight of our lives. We have every right to be at these universities, and we're gonna defend that.
Anybody, questions?
Did you think, you know, I noticed a larger turnout, I thought, of youth from Detroit at the polls this last time. And I'm not sure what the particular issue was, but I had a feeling of, can you comment on whether you think there's a growing uplifting in the young people in Detroit and elsewhere?
I definitely think there is, Diane, and I think that there was a sense in this election that that what was needed was the continuation of the building of a movement, that the movement that put Obama in did not really feel like it had won anything from putting Obama in, but it was still going to persist to be able to win the kind of programs and policies that the movement was fighting for, and that they thought that, you know, winning America's first black president would give them. I think there was also a sense that that people felt that they were not going to let the billionaires decide which direction America goes in, and if that meant waiting in line 6 or 7 hours to vote and to, you know, be a part of the electoral process, then people were going to do it. And I think that that was, you know, they may still be voting in Florida for all I know. Those polls were so backed up, but I think there just is a sense that we can make progress now, and that the unity in particular between young Latina and Latino and black youth and students across this nation can really press things forward.
How will this change the demographic of what we see at the universities now? What do you
This
see
ought to
from it?
at least double the number of underrepresented minority students at the University of Michigan, Michigan State, and Wayne State University, and for students all over the nation. The law schools and medical schools and graduate schools and business schools of this state are national schools. They're not just for this state, and that means that the doors of opportunity will be reopened if we can get the universities to re-implement the programs that they had in place. I think one thing that's very special about Michigan is that there's a case before the Supreme Court now that is challenging the University of Texas's affirmative action programs, the Hunter case, and Fisher case, and unlike Texas, the University of Michigan's affirmative action programs were already certified and upheld by the Supreme Court. So unless there's a complete striking down of affirmative action, which I think there will not be, we know the plan that the University of Michigan had been implementing is a plan that can stand any type of scrutiny, because it's already been scrutinized by the highest court of this nation.
If I could just add to that, this proposal has been in effect in Michigan for now about 6 years. During those 6 years, the lives of many, many black and Latino students have been changed forever. It is, in fact, at all of these schools, enrollment has fallen by 1/3 to 1/2 at the law school, for example, at Michigan. They've ruined enough lives. Mr. Connerly and Ms. Gratz have ruined enough black and Latino students' lives. And the University of Michigan ought to get off its rear and put this affirmative action program back into effect, because it's the right thing to do for the students in this state who deserve to go to those universities.
This isn't limited to just universities, though. What are some cases in maybe state and local government, public employment?
Actually,